What's up? Another video. If you haven't read the title, this is my thoughts on the Morbius trailer. Um, Came out this morning. Um, Very interesting. A lot of shots that reused from the other teasers and whatever trailers you would like to call them that. This is like a full trailer, which is cool. You get to see a lot more footage. Some things I really want to talk about is like the way he's walking with his walkers or his canes. Um, Very bat-like. That's right off the bat, I've wanted to talk about this in videos, so this is cool. That new trailer, get to talk about Morbius a little bit. This is going to take place in the Spiderverse, or the Webverse, the Venomverse, whatever you want to call it right now. You do see Michael Keaton. I don't know how big of a role Michael Keaton's going to be in the movie. I'm assuming it's just going to be like this small, short cameo part at the end, or partway through, maybe. Michael Keaton says, keep in touch. That could be for a future Spider-Man movie or whatever, Sinister Six, or whatever it might be. Morbius being a Marvel character, but also very detailed into the Spider world. Very interesting. Sorry, not Michael Keaton, but the Jared Leto, who's playing Morbius. It's gonna be interesting to see what his role in this universe is going to be from going on from the beginning. If he is going to be a big part of Spider-Man, or if he's going to be mostly on his own, who knows? So let's see what the Sonyverse actually ends up being. This is like the infancy of the Sonyverse. But this trailer really good. There's a lot of great shots. You've seen the shot where he cuts his hand open and the vampire bats come at him. Even though bats really don't do that. They're not really attracted to human blood like that, at least as far as human knows, but fantasy. Some cool shots. I do like that it seems like this is going to be he's going to slowly start developing his powers go through the course of the movie, and I think that's their goal, is like he's going to figure it out. He's not going to be able to control it, and he's going to be flip-flopping between good and evil. This gives off a very Venom 1 vibe to the trailer, because at the end, at the end of the trailer, this guy's trying to stab him, he's pushing the knife back, and he hits him in the throat, and he does the monster face, and he goes, "Oh, hi, I'm Doctor, whatever." And I'm like, now that's very reminiscent of the Mrs. Chen part from the first Venom, where, he swallows the guy robbing her, and he goes, "Oh, I must have had a bad parasite, thanks, Mr. Chen." Kind of like that, Could that be the similar thing here? I see, you could tell that this is very reminiscent to Venom, the Venom movie, and, like, it seems like these two movies are going to be very similar in tone, the first Venom and Morbius. I hope Morbius gets into the more vampire lore a bit, because Blade and all those other things, and the vampires in the Marvel, sorry, not DC, Marvel universe, if you were to consider the Sonyverse a Marvel universe. But getting into the vampire mythology in the Spider-Man world, or is Morbius going to be mainly the only one? That's a good question. Because Morbius is the living vampire. What can we expect to see out of this Morbius going forward, and if there's going to be more vampires and things involved with Morbius, or is Morbius going to be a secular vampire in this universe, if it's not going to be connected to the MCU. The MCU, we do know we're getting Blade and over there, so it depends on if they stay connected or not with the Sony. I think Sony's going to pull Spider-Man back after No Way Home, which is the whole point, I think, of No Way Home. But I do think Jared Leto is looking great in this movie. The cast is looking pretty good. Who's the villain? It seems like the guy from Doctor Who. I think that's what was it, the guy with the long hair in the suit. I forgot his name. I think he's gonna be one of the villains. I think, but who's gonna be like this big, like, comic booky fight villain? Someone he's gonna fight with. Is there gonna be? We don't really get enough about the story, other than this scientist who's been sick his whole life, and many people in the world have this sickness. He goes and tries to find the cure, and the cure ends up making him Morbius, the living vampire in this. That's what we know. But what is his villain? Is it going to be very much like Venom at the end? Like, it's going to be like, oh, this is blah blah, you're fighting yourself. Like, you're fighting another symbiote. Instead, this one, you're fighting another vampire. Is that going? Or is it going to be vampire hunters coming out? Oh, that would be cool too. Or is it going to be like a hope? You can have a mid-credit scene or end-credit scene connecting this to Venom or to Spider-Man or to the multiverse in some way, or at least something, like give us something. I think Michael Keaton playing somewhat of a role in this. At least they keep putting him in all the trailers for Morbius. Gives you an idea of like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? You do know Morbius getting arrested. Did that mean they're all going to this maximum security prison together, getting ready for the Sinister Six to attack Spider-Man? Could be, or it could just be a way to just like a subtle nod without having to really do it. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, this trailer is pretty good. It's not the best trailer that I've seen for a comic book movie, but it is very amping a little bit. It seems like they're trying to hide some stuff back. It seems like they reuse shots from their trailers, which makes sense. But it seems like they're holding back what Morbius can do, because Morbius is fucking crazy. But we do get to see him to fly, which is cool because he's flying, but not with wings. He's just like Superman flying. It seems like in the trailer at one point. What is that? That's the interesting part. I would love to see his. It seems like we don't even get to see his full transformation. We see parts of it, and I think at the end of the trailer we do get to see this really cool facial. Seems like this is going to be like the main Morbius look, but it seems like he's going to flop back and forth between good-looking and Morbius, which is not the way Morbius tends to work. But who cares? There's different comics. There's different comics where his powers work differently, and usually he's supposed to be this Nosferatu type vampire. If you ever play Vampire the Masquerade, he's like a Nosferatu where he's usually a monster. Usually, there's some exceptions if you read some comics, where he does, not have to have the whole Nosferatu thing all the time. But that's what he's known as. He's known as this big monster vampire thing. And he's teamed up with a lot of people. He's fought against people, Blade, Moon Knight, Spider-Man. He's had he's the New York City vampire, essentially. That's what he's known for, mostly, loosely based. I don't know everything there is to know about Morbius, obviously. But I know a little bit, I've read a little bit of comics, especially since I have Morbius, the Living Vampire series in my comic book over there. My comic box, sorry, not my comic book, comic boxes on my left to the screen, or over there, just over there. What do you think of this trailer? Is there something I missed out of this trailer, like an Easter egg or anything that I should have? I just know I'm pretty looking forward to it. I'm going to see it in theaters most likely, hopefully, depending on what day it comes out. See if the homies can go see it, because I do love Morbius. I do like comic book films. It's a great movie to go try to see. Jared Leto, get another shot at a comic book movie after being Joker in Suicide Squad. This is his next shot to see if he can be a star of a franchise instead of a Joker, a villain of a franchise. Or, this Morbius is still kind of an anti-hero villain as well, depending on what you write him as. He could be a villain, or he could be a good guy. So there's that. What do you think of the support cast? Do you think any of my things are right, that we haven't seen full powers Morbius? And there's a lot of stuff they're holding back, or not? Do you think it's going to be very simple? I think it's very much going to be like Venom. Do you agree with that assumption of it being similar to Venom? This video's going long, sorry. And yeah, if you let me know anything you thought about the trailer or my opinions, put it down there. If you liked the video, liked it, don't like it, thumbs it down. If you don't give a fuck, as always, flip me off down in the comments. We have more videos coming soon. I'm on the roll right now, and I see you in another video. Bloodhaven Gaming. I'm out.